story of little David and great big Goliath. Have you heard about this story before? Goliath was a giant. He was 9 feet tall. Do you know how tall that is? Who's the tallest guy in here? Who thinks they're tall? Lowell, you're pretty tall. How tall are you? 6'1". Add this much more to Lowell's height, and that's how tall Goliath was. He was a giant, and he was strong, and he had a big sword, and he had a big spear, and he had on all this armor. And he was a Philistine, and he was fighting the Israelites. The Israelites were God's people. And all of the soldiers who were the Israelites were scared to go up against Goliath, because guess what? He could probably kill any of them, don't you think? So, a little boy, a young man, probably a teenager, named David said, I'll go. Guess what David's job was? He was a shepherd. He took care of what? What does a shepherd take care of? Sheep. That's right. He took care of sheep. That was his job. But he had gone to the battleground to take some food to his brothers who were soldiers. And when he heard about Goliath, he said, I'll go. And the king Saul said, wow, let's dress him up in armor and let's send him out against Goliath. And David put the armor on, and it was so big he couldn't hardly move. And David said, I can't use this armor. And so he took it off, and he went down to the stream, and he chose 5 smooth stones, and he put them in his pocket. And he had his sling. Do you know what a sling is? You put a rock in it, and you swing it around like this, and you let go, and you can hit something with it. The rock will fly. And so David took his sling out there, and Goliath said, who is this little thing that you're sending out to me? And David ran toward the giant, and he took one of those stones and he put it in his sling, and he swung it around and around and around, and he let it go, and guess what happened? You don't have a guess? He hit Goliath. Guess where? Right here. So hard that it knocked him down and killed him. There's a story about little bitty David who killed great big Goliath. It's an amazing thing, isn't it? Sometimes we feel like we can't do anything that's so big, and that big things always win out. Is that true? No, sometimes small things, sometimes simple things win. And do you know why David won that battle? Not because he was good with a slingshot, not because he didn't wear armor, not because he could run fast. The reason he won is that he wanted to claim the battle for the Lord. He wanted to win for God. That's why he was stronger than the biggest giant. So whatever we have to face, whatever is hard for us in life, we can face it just like little David did, because we believe in God and that God will be with us and help us. Right? Yeah. You believe that too? Me too. Should we ask him to help us pray today? Let's do that. You guys help us. Dear God, we love you. Thank you for all the battles that we have to go through. And thank you that when we are weak, you are strong. And you are victorious. Help us to be strong for you. Amen.